Let's talk about this. Conservative radio host Kevin Miller, also civil rights attorney Avery Friedman. One other note I want to get out there for everybody, that this is the brainchild of Mike Meehan. You know, he believes that we've forgotten the severity of the September 11th attacks, and obviously he wants us to remember, and let's face it, he thinks Republicans are going to do a better job of protecting us than the Democrats, and I think that's what the point he's trying to make. Also selling a song called the Republican Song at $5 a pop, so there's all of his side in there. And Kevin, let's start with you. Aren't there better ways to make the argument, if you want to go there, that Republicans are better with national defense than this?
Mike, I'll say this, whether it's in Orlando, Florida, here in Pittsburgh at KDKA Radio, this is a topic that provokes a lot of controversy, a lot of calls. Yes, it's distasteful, but I do agree. I think we have forgotten about September 11th and the idea of doom and gloom. Remember, this is the biggest attack that's ever happened on our U.S. soil, Mike. And unfortunately, I think a lot of Americans have forgotten. It is distasteful, but it is relevant.
Okay, Avery, what about you? Are you for this? You think it's a good idea that he did this? What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know if it's a good idea, Mike. I mean, the fact is, as obnoxious and inappropriate as it is, it's absolutely protected speech under the American Constitution. And I'm glad it's there because it's going to trigger public discourse.
Okay, let's get that public discourse going. Thanks for the segue.
Sure.
Get to some phone calls. Cheryl in Florida. Cheryl, what do you think?
Well, I'm a Democrat, and I have a picture of the Twin Towers hanging up in my office. And what upsets me about this is this idiot, Mike, seems to forget that the Republicans were in office when we were attacked.
We were talking about that. We can have probably a pretty spirited debate about that right there if we wanted to, but let's get to another call. Carl in Pennsylvania. Carl?
Yes. How you doing today, guys? It's really good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
And second, these people keep saying the attack happened during the Bush administration, and I agree with that, but it only happened a few months into his term. And what people don't understand is these people were in our country learning how to be pilots for years before this attack was carried out, and it was planned. During the Clinton years, we had the Khobar Towers.
All right. Each side's hit that one out of the park.
Sure.
Do you think if we're showing this, is it you scoring points for John McCain and the Republicans, or is it go backfire on you if you're Republicans and the Democrats say, see, that's the kind of dirty pool they're playing. We're sick of those politics. What do you say?
Not
Kevin?
at all, Mike. This is brilliant. This is great. The idea that people say that it happened on President Bush's watch. Well, George Bush saved America. There hasn't been an attack since September 11th, whether you like him or not. George Bush saved America. And it's going to play into the presidential political scene because, again, you've got, no, not at all. You've got John McCain on one hand with a lot of experience and Barack Obama with none. This is good.
It has nothing to do with it. The fact is that it will backfire, Mike. It's exactly the point that you raised. And you want to know something? It also demonstrates another thing that nobody studies when you talk about the Constitution.
How does it backfire?
Everybody as an American has the right to be, a constitutional right to be stupid, and that's what this billboard's all about.
Well, that's in your opinion. I think it's very relevant, very
and
poignant,
right.
very
It is my
distasteful.
opinion. That's the very point of the First Amendment.
All right, let's get some other voices in on this. Willard in Florida. Willard, what do you got?
I think it's just crass exploitation of a very tragic day.
We got another caller from Indiana.
I think it's exploiting a tragedy, just like everybody said. And like I said, I think the politicians, Democrat and Republicans, both need to stop all the stinking mudslinging and get on the politics. People are tired.
What's a Republican bulletin board?
Hold it. Let her finish.
Republican bulletin board.
Let Sandra finish. Sandra.
All the politicians now, all they do is sit and yap out of their mouth, and they don't. Everything they say, people are tired of it. They lie.
Sandra, bringing it. Gotta love it. Nice job, Sandra. Kevin, don't you have to be careful? This is a delicate issue. Just to flat out show the imagery like that. A lot of people are offended. You got to watch it.
Mike, I agree with you. It is delicate, it is distasteful, but the idea, it still reinforces a poignant message that Republicans are stronger on national defense and national security than Democrats.
It reinforces exploitation of something that shouldn't be a political issue. It's going to backfire. It's only going to help the Democrats.
I don't think so. It's not going to backfire.
Total mistake.
I mean, how many times do we see this? We can't see this enough. That tragic day, it needs to be reinforced because the war on terror is never ending.
Okay.
And what does that have to do with the Democrats? The fact is we should all honor the dead, the people that we've lost. Treat that event as sacrosanct. It's got nothing to do with politics.
Okay, I'll say this, gentlemen. Thank you again, and thank you, the viewers. Personally, I think you can have the fight as to who can better protect the United States of America. When we talk about that imagery, I sure don't like to think of it as Republican versus Democrat. I like to think of it as we Americans coming together versus our enemies. It was such a tragic, powerful day when we lost 3,000 of our brethren in New York City. But Kevin Miller and Avery Friedman, we appreciate your time. Thanks again.
Good to see you, Mike. Take care.
You.